Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Peasant Chat. Peasant Chat. We talk to poor people every Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for 5 years or whatever the hell it's been. Today we're going to talk about a lot of things to talk about. Namely, the Mustang 2025 model Mustang quarter three is tracking way lower than 2024. Albeit it did have an uptick, which this channel basically, predicted that once tuning would come out, that the graph would kind of catch up with last year's graph, but maybe not surpass it right away. But I think by the end of the year, you're going to see sales be close to 2024, but still under, making it highly undesirable to buy the Mustang. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple of things people put as qualifiers as to why the Mustang isn't selling as bad as I say it is. And I'm going to challenge some of those claims, because I think a lot of people are a little mistaken that the Mustang, being a sports car, should put it in a certain class, but we'll talk about that specifically. Also, we can talk about what happened over at I think it's called No Mercy. Brett LaSala was out there running LDR. I think he had torque converter issues. Also, Bondobird making some waves, putting out a picture that showed Brett LaSala as having a billet motor, and all the LS guys lose their mind because they think he's been running a billet bottom end forever. And according to the people at FFRE and close to the camp, have something else to say. Also, Craig Wall's update, many things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. You know what doesn't suck though? The sponsors of the show have been great. They've been with us for some years now, so shout out to them. PMAS, Dick James, PMAS, best cold air intakes, best map sensors, best build your own BYO, do it yourself cold air kits. Check them out for bell mounts, race filters, elbows, couplers, a little bit of everything from Mr. Nick James at PMASmap.com. Don't got cookies, cookies.com. Don't got cookies. They're even doing a video game about cookies. Hopefully Melissa makes an appearance. Oh my God. Unzip my pants in the middle of the video game. Like, oh my God, there she is. Can I play her as a character? Man, cookies.com. Check them out for cookies. And maybe you could get to smell her lotion on one of the batches. DNAPperformance, you're going to get your parts there. You're going to get your injectors there. Turbo kits, superchargers, wheels, tires, anything and everything at DNAPperformance.com. YDBT at checkout or Amory at checkout. I think one of those two gets you a bit of a discount. Partsfarm.com. He's got a Gen 3 that had all the goodies. So hopefully he can make some dough parting out that car. And I think he can make it salvageable and put a Georgia title on it. Check him out at partfarm.com. Total Solution, Rami's done. I think he finished up that F-150 truck over in New Hampshire. He's crazy. He actually flew to New Hampshire and built a truck in the guy's garage. Wild shit. Concierge, build your truck at your house service to Auto Solution and Belak Industries. He is now noticing more and more people are copying his wheels and basically making fake Belacs. People are literally saying, this is the design everybody wants. This is what, people are copying. So why the F not? RichPrince.com. Where the hell are you? Rich Prince, where are you? RichPrince.com/YDBT if you want to support the show and buy some merchandise. For the support, we got hats. We got Emery hats, Solo hats, YDBT flat brim, mesh, shiesties, in case you want to commit some robberies under our name. Section 8 shirts and hoodies, Hush Money shirts and hoodies, ZR50. It's going to be coming back in about a week or two. Booty Juice shirts and hoodies, Elote Juice shirts and hoodies, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, GT350, 85 to 86, 87 to 93. Save the Man of shirts, 1320 Didios, F1320, YDBT and Emery Vertical, all the good stuff and stickers. I know it's a bit of a long intro, guys, but every penny counts. I have now secured 2 more garages at the complex, making it a nice 5-bay situation. I am 1 away from owning the infinity stones of garages in my complex. So it's just kind of nice because, I have that flexibility, and honestly, why go anywhere else if I'm able to have 5 or 6 garages at my disposal for less than $1,000 a month? Connor, Josh Roy, Cornfed, Cobra 460, Laminate, Toilet Dumper, 50 Stallion, John Bonanno, Monty 540, Nick 50, Bilabesh 50, Valley 10 speed in Arizona now, not in the Valley. So you got to change that to, I don't know, Cardinal 10 speed. Z03, Azalalali, Frank Donahue, Dougie Trey, Mark Christensen, Clint Stroll, Coyote Kelly, James Pritchard, Kim McAllister, JD Swag, TJ Skorsky, Rodney B, Merc Stang, Big Guns, Joshua Judd, Torque and Beans, Clean 93, Torque and Beans again, Matt Oliver, Craig Walls, good morning, late night getting in, home after a good race weekend, up and ready to go. Peter Chiquito, Wesley Stewart, JD Swag, Precision, Chuck Wazarinsky, Destroyer, Misfire, Be Gone, F-150 RCSB, Minivan Madman, Honda Forever, Nard Mercado, JD Swag, Easy Bait, 10R80. Mr. 63, Jared Wells, Alfredo, Forest Cloud, Bryson with the links. Thank you so much. James and J, Minivan Madman, Joseph Lacey, excuse me, Dave, Vernon Miles, F-150, L6F, Alex's Bucket of Soda, Mike Mayhall, Roland, Destroyer, Illuminator, Wally, John Jones, Candace Lupus, Nat Jew, Brooklyn Guy, and all the usual suspects. Guys, good morning. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit just to talk some shit. Let's get caught up on Mr. Craig Walls. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get caught up on what happened with Craig Walls. Craig Walls hit me up just now, 14 minutes ago. Said, good morning, Dio. Just wanted to give you another race weekend update from this, weekend. We ran the table at the last Warriors race of the year. 4 fever race at Maryland International Raceway. We qualified number 1 with a 4:02.5. Fuck me. My buddy in the Big Black Cock Camaro qualified number 2, 4:02.9. We had traction problems first round and lost, but I went on to win the race and reset the class record in the final. Got a big rod. Got what is this? Honey barbecue. What are these? Honey barbecue. That's interesting. Some of the stuff that we see. Spark plug gapping tool, right? Got the what else we got here? But you got a nice trailer. A lot of shit going on here. Look at that. 1060 foot. What a ride. That must feel like a roller coaster. He set the class record with a 398. Keep in mind, this was with weight at almost 200 pounds heavier than the 399 I read a couple of weeks ago, and also with a smaller 106 millimeter turbo versus the 122 as well. Everything looks to be in good shape after the weekend, and we're really getting excited to run X295 versus Hot Rod at the World Cup. They better not slouch on this single turbo small block Ford. Have a good show this morning. Let's watch the race, bro. Fuck it. Let's watch the race. Let's see what the deal is, bro. Let's do it live. Wow, they took this with a potato cam, but it's all good. That is a honking tire. Fuck. Dude, good for you. That shit, 186. Yeah, it looks like he probably would. I mean, quick. Good for you. A shout out to you. People say that people in the Amory don't race. People that follow me don't race. This guy not only races, he wins. So, this one is going to be real interesting to talk about because there's a lot of stuff that I talked about with the Mustang that a lot of people don't realize that I've said a long time ago. Let's read this article from who the fuck knows where it's from. What the hell? Who? Aito? Motor1.com. What the hell am I looking at? Ford Mustang sales hit a new shocking low. The Mustang is on track to have its worst sales year ever. By Anthony Alaniz, October 2nd at 1:30 p.m. Ford's third quarter sales are in and they're up. Ford's third quarter sale results are in, and they're up overall, but the news isn't great for the Mustang. While sales at Ford's only remaining car, people like, oh, they make cars. This guy, Ford's only remaining car, have risen 2.5% over the last 3 months. Most of the sales happened in July and August. The automaker only sold 1,803 Mustangs in September. Not great. That number is down 32% from September 2024 when Ford sold 2,668 Mustangs. Despite the sales increase for the last quarter, Mustang sales remain down 10% year for year. Ford has only sold 32,818 units this year compared to 36,485 in 2024. They're down almost 4,000, which would become the model's worst sales year to date. Mustang sales have been steadily declining over years, and it remains one of the last American sports cars. The Chevy Camaro and Dodge Challenger are dead, and the Mustang and Corvette are still far from being true market competitors. And you can fit a small family in the pony car at least. Oh, please, nobody uses it. Shut the fuck up. Nobody uses the backseat on a Mustang. That's just there for show. Despite the decline, the Mustang remains an important model for the brand, and it's an icon for a reason, and one Ford won't let go. CEO Jim Farley said in a recent podcast interview that The Verge that the company is investing a lot in Mustang. It's the best-selling sports coupe in the world. Boom. Caveat. Best-selling sports coupe in the world. I'm going to talk about that at length here. Right here, you see the sales, September 2025 versus 2024, it's down. 25 versus 24, quarter 3 did better. in 2025. I wonder why. And remember, I told you guys, once tuning comes out, you're going to see everything kind of like get close, but overall it's down 10% year to year. So he talks about a bunch of stuff in there. So right here is very interesting. Sports coupe. Can you guys do me a favor on the chat? Define a sports coupe. Define what you think a sports coupe is, and then Google sports coupe. Google what sports coupe sales have been in 2024, and tell me if that comment was factually correct. Like, sports coupe to me means Porsche 911, Cayman, M2. So let me ask you a question. You have a V8 coupe that's sold in America, Australia, Sweden, Russia, Europe, wherever. So global. And then you have Porsche, global. The problem is this. The Mustang's competitor are not only coupes. The Mustang's competitors are anything that can perform. So we're talking M3. We're talking anything that is a performance vehicle. But the problem is this. People hang their hat on, it's the best-selling sports coupe. So I did a bit of Googling. And I'm like, so what's a sports coupe? So this is the problem, right? A sports coupe can be a two-door anything that's sporty. And if you simply type in, how many sports cars did Porsche sell in 2024? See, Ford has one sports car. Porsche has multiple. So Porsche sold approximately 77,648 sports cars worldwide in 2024, based on the combined sales of the 911 and 718 models, 50,000 versus 26,000. Though specific breakdowns are sometimes reportedly differently by region. So, Porsche 911 sales are up 2% over 2023. 718s are 19% up over 2023. So 2024, Porsche is selling vehicles because he said sports coupe. So I'm like, oh, okay, you said in the world. I repeat, what does it say? It's the best-selling sports coupe in the world. Okay, well, I don't know. Something tells me that you might want to revise that statement if you are including M2, M3, and then now we're talking about Porsche, which is triple the price, right? Like literally triple the price. Then you go, how many gas Mustangs sold in 2024 globally? And it says, while global figures are not available, United States sales reached 44,003. So how do you make that distinction between sports car, global? You know, you're putting it up against multiple vehicles. Your one Mustang is going against all these vehicles. And all these vehicles it's up against are up in sales and are nearly double the price of Mustang. Like, really think about the metrics. See, they hang their hat on a very weird metric. And I've seen people on my comment section do this. Alex, it's the best-selling sports car in the United States. But it's a global car. So, again, BMW has like 4 models that go up against Mustang directly. No, it's a different car. Are you fucking kidding me? You're telling me just because it has an extra set of doors that it's not in the same... Oh my God, stop it. Real use, like the real use of these vehicles are just for performance, whether it has 2 doors or 4 doors. But now they say it's the best-selling sports car in the world, and then you see the Porsche figures. These cars are triple the cost of the Mustang, the Porsches, and they outsell the Mustang. So there goes the complete narrative. Like, there goes the complete narrative of the Mustang is too expensive. People are buying more Porsches than Mustangs. I get it. Why is that? It's a better car. It's a better handling car. It's a better driving car. It's a better engineered car. It's a better car. Full stop. So people are not mad at the price of the Mustang. They're mad at what you get for the price of the Mustang. So a lot of people go on my comment section, Alex, it's the best selling. It's the only one. It's the only one left, pendejo. And it's still not outselling cars that are double or triple the cost globally. We're going to go global. Let's go global. Let's go all the fucking way. Goofy, weird behavior with the word salad that a lot of people are putting out there. So I'm kind of blown away that a lot of people still defend Mustang when I said that the Mustang not being tunable is the main culprit why it doesn't sell and what you get for the money. The Gen 4 Mustang is not selling nearly as well as the F-150. Why? The F-150, you get a four-wheel drive Mustang with more room. You get a heavy four-wheel drive Mustang with more room. So people turbo, supercharge it, and they can daily, tow, drive it, do whatever, and they can race it. So why is Ford outselling Mustang? You know, let's just keep it at crew cab, RCSB, gas, V8 models. Let's do that. Let's put the V8 F-150 up against the Mustang, and it's 4 or 5 to 1. And let's say you're going to put up the FP700 Mustang versus the FP700 Ford Performance 700 whatever F-150. I guarantee if you put down those sales figures or put them against each other, you're going to see that the F-150 is outselling the Mustang 2 to 1. Why? It's all-wheel drive. You can tow. You can just do more with it. But a lot of people hang their hat on it. It's the highest selling sports car in the U.S. Well, then Farley puts his foot in his mouth, or his cocksucker, and then says, oh, it's the highest selling sports car globally. Then you pull up Porsche figures, and narrative goes away. So then Dodge, I guess, introduced some kind of aftermarket 5.7 liter supercharged, another fucking Whipple. You know, I'm so sick and tired of people putting Whipples on something and calling them special. Right? It's just laughable. Like, you had an opportunity, Dodge. You still do. Look at the Durango. The Durango is perfect example of a, let's just say, half ton. Like, imagine the Durango was a truck. Like, just literally chop it, and you have the Hellcat variant of a four-wheel drive vehicle. I'm blown away that they don't offer a Hellcat kind of little red wagon Dodge truck. But what they do is they say, well, we got something coming. And you know who they're going up against? They're going up against the Shelby homos that pay $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 for a Shelby version of an F-150. You stupid sons of bitches. You dumb motherfuckers. A Whipple F-150 with a Shelby body kit for $40,000 more dollars? You guys are psychotic. And at the end of the day, people will buy it. So Dodge was like, you know what? Let's give people the option of buying a Whipple Supercharged 5.7 with 650 horsepower. Now, what's going to happen when you try to hop that up? I don't know anything about the 5.7s. Maybe you Dodge guys know more about the 5.7s than I do. Can they take decent power? I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm blown away that people are excited over this. The only one that matters is something that is offered from the factory. A Hellcat variant of the Dodge 1500 regular cab, short bed, or a quad cab, or whatever, Laramie, or whatever the fuck they're called. But the word salad has to be paid attention to. You guys are going to start seeing people make these claims, but then they say sports car. And then you type in sports car, and you figure out all these other cars on the planet outsell the Mustang at a, I don't know, 3 to 1 price point, and the narrative falls apart right then and there. So we could talk about that situation. So on Facebook, real quick, Bondobird actually making some news. It's pretty interesting that Bondobird usually, you know, doesn't like the drama unless he's Josh Godinez. Josh, there it is. Godinez. Why don't you put the N on there? Why don't you put the little N with the squiggly, huh? What's wrong with you? So Josh the other day posted something, and it got a lot of people's attention. Some Ford guys are mad at me for lying. I'm just using my eyes. I have a feeling Snout Rocket is going to get faster and faster as we near the end of the season. And why? Because it's got what seems to be a billet bottom end, right? If you have eyes, this seems to be a billet bottom end. And there's a lot of speculation as to what's happening. Well, you go to the comments, not that many comments. It's good. Let me see. Most relevant. Yeah, I clicked most relevant, not that one. So it says, look shiny. Oh, great option for the class racing. That's just a Noonan light and stock block Coyote. Women do it all the time. Cast baby. No, I think what it is, it's a billet bottom end that they put in supposedly after FL2K or at FL2K, where they messed something up. So I think someone here, Jim Brom says FL2K was the first event running it. And I think Joe Irwin, the owner of FFRE, right here says FL2K was our first outing testing the block. The motion video obviously showed the world before we were able to release it. Wow, interesting. Someone usurped the announcement. So people are like, is it a bear block? Is it a AccuFab block? Honestly, to me, it looks like a billet Noonan something, like some kind of early production. Because if you understand how these guys operate, they're not just going to take like a bear block or a MMR. Please, come on, stop it, MMR or a AccuFab block, and then they're like, no, I think they're going to want to do their own thing. I don't think Joe Irwin is the type that just grabs something off the shelf and try to make it his own. I think he's going to be like, let's develop something, but it's crazy costly. But if you're going to take the Coyote to the next level, we talked about MMR still holds the record for the quickest and fastest Coyote at only 2,000 horsepower, according to the math. And I think it's smart to work with someone like Noonan to develop a billet block based on FFRE's findings. Now, the next obvious issue is probably going to be the valve train. They've had some cam drive issues. They found out that, believe it or not, OEM stuff seems to be working better because the OEM stuff seems to be, I don't want to say oblong, but not round. There is some kind of harmonics advantage of having not round sprockets on your cam drive set, whereas old GT500 guys, 4-valve guys had perfectly round stuff. But the Coyote is a revised version of everything dual overhead cam modular. It's the next evolution of everything. So if Ford, for whatever reason, decided to install oblong or not round sprockets on the cam gear, well, it's probably for a reason. So once any harmonics kind of get taken care of on that situation, I think that car's going to fly. But then the next obvious evolution of that motor is going to be the cylinder head, right? So let's say they have a billet Noonan or a billet bottom end, and boom, we've taken care of the bottom end. It's stout, shit's not flying off. There's less flex, there's less bullshit happening. Cool, we figured that out. So now let's see if the difference in materials, right? Because one is a cast aluminum, the other one's a billet aluminum. Even though it's aluminum on aluminum, you're going to see some shiftiness happen, because when you clamp that sucker down and you put 50, 60 plus pounds of boost at it, things start shifting, gasket surfaces start kind of moving around. So they're going to have to determine what the deal is. I think they have the harmonics on the cam stuff licked. I think they're going to have the bottom end licked. Unfortunately, at No Mercy, they had a torque converter failure, and they could not get one in time, and they couldn't make the call. The reason I say that is that I actually heard on No Mercy them call for Brett to the lanes. So hopefully we'll see some progress on that. But nice to see Bondobird making some waves on that, because now they're testing billet itself, and FFRE hopefully gets that program figured out. And that only helps Lund Racing and others that are looking to go stupid next level, because if a cast motor, stock bottom end, stock block with sleeves, went 388 at an LDR race up north, and now they're testing billet stuff, and the car's in the 4.0 range, chilling. It'll be interesting to see once they really start leaning on it. World Cup will be the next, I would think, place to see it. And if it's going to run like a badass number, it'll be at World Cup. So if they can beat the 388, it'll be nice to see. So we'll talk about that. And yes, I actually heard, I was on Flow Racing, and I heard the guy say, Brella Sala, we need you to the lanes. Brella Sala, we need you to the lanes. Very clearly, like super clearly. But apparently there was like a torque converter issue over there. We'll talk about whatever you want. Peasant chat, Ford stuff, global sales stuff, RCSB, truck stuff. Talk about a little bit of everything. Let me make sure I got everything here lined out that I wanted to talk about. Porsche, full year, yes, Porsche, Facebook. Okay, cool. Got it all figured out. So we'll talk some shit with the peasants. Excuse me. Oh, no shit. The highest selling I've seen is the BMW M2 or 240i. But the Porsche, globally, outsold them all. The Porsche globally sold 77,648 sports cars, and the Mustang sold 44,000 gas units. And I think it's a word salad. I think they just try to get away with like semantics. It's Farley's fault for focusing on the EPA trash and overpricing the Mustang. Trust me, bro says, read it again. You said American homes. Oh my God, shut the fuck up. Some people you just can't talk to. You know one thing I figured out about racing and racing culture? Most people are fucking dumb. Most people are fucking dumb. New Porsche Cayenne, 0 to 16, 2.8 seconds. Mustang GT 500, 3.3. Door course, 3.8. What the fuck are we doing here? Wonder why sales are down. Right. People are willing to spend triple the money for a better car. It's not the price, it's what you get for the price. Just casually doxing Bondelberg. Bondelberg posted it. Q, the AI Shelby audio, it'll take boost better than the 392. According to you, the 5.7 takes boost and the 392 takes... And then Richie Rich says the 5.7 hates boost, can only make 7 pounds max. See, here we go. 5.7 holds 1,000 plus. See what I mean? I hate the internet because you can't trust anything in it. Brett using billet, so what? Stop the crying, up the game, beat him, then say something. Until you beat him, you really don't have much to say. The LSLT argument is over. It's dead. You guys lost. Okay, guys? LSLT guys, you lost. Because every single time you see a shop saying, well, the customer came in and wanted to make 1,000, so we took the motor out, shipped it somewhere, put a bunch of billet parts in it. Argument over. Argument over. Miss Fire Be Gone says, if you're talking about building or swapping anything, a BGE 392 is better than a Hellcat. So the number one qualifier got a courtesy call. He was not the number one qualifier, I don't think, at LDR No Mercy. But I was just casually watching, and I was wondering because I wanted to see Brett run E2 or E1, whatever. It was last night. The track wasn't great, but once the sun came down, brother, that track tightened up really nice, and everyone seems to be going. So I saw RVW go down. I'm like, wow, cool, fast cars, 360s, high 350s. I'm like, wow, badass. Then you see Pro 275 get down. Then you see LDR, and then you hear over the intercom, Brett LaSala to the lanes. Brett LaSala, we need you in the lanes. And I went, interesting. That was very clear. That new audio system at the track is clean. Funny how they don't forget someone in that camp. Out of the Lunds going to World Cup. Yeah, so senior, junior, Ryan Eckhart, all those guys have been working really hard to make sure that the Grey Goose gets a couple of things figured out before World Cup, namely like a transmission cooler. Like senior actually made this cool little transmission cooler to be able to service the car in turnaround time. The 6R8, it's still a 6R80, guys. Remember, it's still a 6R80 transmission. They're going to run that 295 versus Hot Rod or whatever class. I don't think it's a Warriors deal anymore. So it'll be Craig Walls. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Craig Walls' class is the quicker class over Warriors, right? Warriors versus Tres Cuarto. So you're in a faster class. But I'm not 100% sure about that. I gotta see what's going on because I don't know exactly what class they're running. Honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. The care level is really low. I don't follow racing that much anymore because it's gay, and I've seen what's happened in the last couple of months, and I'm just like, yeah, everything I've thought about it just kind of like reared its ugly head, and I'm like, I haven't really been following it, but I know the Lunds are going to be a World Cup. I'll follow it as close as I can. I'll be honest with you guys, I love you. The care level is very low on that situation, so I'll follow it as much as I can. Cayenne is a damn people loaded SUV. Dodge offered many RCSP trucks last generation, including that stupid Viper version. Yeah, so why don't they do that now? Why don't they do that right now? Like, this is the time. Now, the problem is this, right? People are looking at Tim Kuniskis as some kind of savior. Guys, who ushered in the era of the Banshee? Who ushered in the era of the Hornet? Who ushered in the era of the electric Charger? Can someone out there give me a clue as to who was the person in charge at Dodge, Control-Shift-T, There we go. Who was the person in charge at Dodge when they introduced the Hornet? They introduced the electric charger. They introduced the Banshee. They introduced the sound system for the electric charger. It was Tim Kuniskis. It was him. So now he went away and then comes back. And then now he's the savior for Ram? Come on, guys. Come on. You guys are psycho. Yo, Tim Kuniskis was the guy behind Hellcat. Tim Kuniskis was the guy. He was also the guy behind Hornet, Banshee, electric charger. Joe Swish says, this is my problem, Alex. The people who actually know LSLT stuff know they aren't good race motors. It's the casuals that are still trying to argue for it. People are crying about him battling with Bill Black, act like it wasn't fast before he upgraded. Upgrade. I recently bought a C606. All the valve job horror stories I hear had me wishing I kept my Beamer. Just added a Gen 1 Coyote car to a car solution. Forget LSLT. Guys have been doing Bill Blocks for at least 5 years. The fact that Coyote's just getting is wild. I'm talking at the consumer level. Looking forward to meeting them at WCF. Couldn't go last year because of work. And someone else says, the 5.7 does take boost better than the 392. It's like saying the 3-valve is better than the 2-valve. Again, the care level is extremely low as to knowing if the 5.7 can take boost. But let's say you have a 5.7 Whipple supercharged $90,000 Ram truck. Is it at least an 11-second truck? Is it at least an 11.3, 11.2 truck? The S650 platform is too expensive. Stop it. Just stop. Is the Porsche platform expensive? HD Rider, because I'm gonna clue you in as to how stupid your comment is. The moment tuning came out, sales went up. Why is that? Tuning had nothing to do with the uptick. It was the huge discounts and incentives. Really? So let me ask you, why do Porsches at triple the cost outsell the Mustang? Make that make sense, HD Rider. No nothing, motherfucker. Dude, this is why I don't go outside. Imagine going to a meet and HD Rider shows up and uses that as an example without any actual data. Unreal. Didn't they put them in the faster class? Didn't they put them in the faster class this year? Yeah, like the Lunds are in a weird area because they don't fit a specific class. They have a 6R80 in the fucking thing. They have a 3,300 pound car. It's a 3-link. The turbo. So then how do you then say as a class where the Lunds fit? Oh, you fit warrior rules, but you got a 6R80, but you weigh 3,300 pounds, but. So you got to stick them in a fast class just so that people don't cry. Because if you stick them in a class where people are going 201, 202 in the quarter, and the Lunds show up and go 217, everyone's going to be bitching. They announced supercharged Ram option. Hit live. 5.7 guys compare their Ram 1500 motor to a Proline motor, but then they have the forced EPA to make electric car. No, stop it. Tim Kuniskis was in charge when the Hornet, the electric charger, the Banshee, and all the shit cars came out. And now he leaves, comes back, and he's going to save Dodge Ram. Those Porsche numbers are misleading. Here we go. I'm sorry. And the Mustang numbers aren't misleading. How do you know that they're not using the electric Mustang numbers as that? Because the electric Mustang, if I'm not mistaken, outsold the gas Mustang. Again, the Mustang Mach-E, according to them, is a Mustang. And we all know, as performance enthusiasts, that's nothing Mustang. But they're like, Mustang outsold everything last year. Oh, so you're including the electric version because there's two versions. That's like saying Porsche outsold this and that. Or let's say the Porsche sports car, and there's like 7 models. The Mustang is one model, in my opinion, but now it's 2. So in order to do apples to apples, you have to then whittle it down to one specific thing, because Ford only offers in gas versions one Mustang, a 2-door version. Porsche offers 30. So that they can technically say The Mustang GT gas-powered car outsells the Porsche 911, this and this and that. But then Porsche is like, yeah, but we got like 40 models of this gas car. What does the HC stand for? An HC rider, hard dick? Wow. Several people took that observation as proof that they've been running a billet block for a while and lying about the cast blockchain claims. Bondo, now you understand how you frame things. Right, Bondo? So, Bondo, let's say you're a fan of what's happening there, right? Let's say you're a fan of Snout Rocket. Now, let's read your post at face value. And then add chromosomes to someone that's reading that post. Some Ford guys are getting mad at me for lying. I'm just using my eyes. I have a feeling Snout Rocket is going to be getting faster and faster. You did not frame this in a way that seemed positive. Your intent is never implied in text. Your intent is never clear in text like this. You should have put, looks like they upgraded to billet at FL2K. Snout Rocket is going to be flying this year. I can't wait to see what they do next. Right? That's the way you would have framed it if you would have wanted to remain neutral. But right here it says, some Ford guys are getting mad at me for lying. See what I mean? You need to understand. See, a lot of people go, I was being sarcastic. Sarcasm doesn't translate over text. Your intent was not translated over that. Again, I'm not being accusatory or negative. What I'm saying is this. You posted something open to interpretation like a motherfucker. Oh, wait, is Bondo being a fucking asshole? We don't know. We didn't. Now, if you would have said, can't wait to see what Brett LaSala and Snout Rocket does with the FFRE new billet Noonan and FL2K, excited to see what the future holds. People would have been like, oh, they upgraded to billet at FL2K? Yep, looks that way, man. That's cool. Still cool that a stock block went 388. Looks like they upgraded. But the way you framed it is open to interpretation. And that's what's lacking in this whole thing. Intent, sarcasm does not translate over text. You have to be so fucking obvious with the way you post shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason I did this. Right? I'm very calculated the way I do things. So I announced the other day the giveaway of the Magnuson Amory equipped Supercharger. And then I basically posted a couple photos up against this. We all know what this is. We all know what this is, right? What is my intent? To dig at them? Who knows? Do I care? No. But I wanted to show you the difference in the cast. If you physically look at it, the one on the left obviously looks different than the one on the right. The one on the left looks to have a bigger inlet. The one on the left has a Amory logo on it. The one on the left is the one we're giving away on this channel, and we're going to work through the application process. And no purchase is necessary, but if you're not already a Patreon member or a member of this channel, you're not going to get it. Let's just be honest about that. But I'm waiting for a write-up from Todd to outline what they're going to do and what the intent is on this giveaway. I think they have a bunch of these blowers left over. And they want to promote it through me by giving one of you guys in the Amory a head unit upgrade 2650 ported version. There you go. New S650s are selling based on the eye test. I've seen like 0 GTs in the wild. You just don't see them at random. I see way more BMWs in Palm Beach Gardens and Jupiter and Florida in general than I do Mustangs. Alex, why didn't Brett go with the cast iron block? I thought it was the future of Coyote blocks. Very good, Michael Locks. But we saw FFRE assemble Brett motor, didn't we? F-150 lowered, it still gets higher than the Mustang. Dark Horse is the only one that catches your eye in traffic. My followers know what I mean. No, they don't. Your followers are Ford guys. They're fucking stupid. They're all stupid. Bondo, do not assume the people that follow you know anything. Don't assume that when you put out a public statement that goes out to the world that can be shared is understood. Your followers don't know. My followers don't know shit. I gotta post ridiculously obvious shit. You need to understand how the world operates. And because you put that out there, it can be taken in a negative fashion. Ford guys thinks I was like, oh wait, Bondo, is Bondo talking shit? Or is he being, well, I know Bondo, so I think he means that there's a billet block on it. But why frame it that way? Why type that way? Stop typing that way. Stop framing it that way if you don't want people to misconstrue what you're saying. Be extremely obvious, extremely literal, no gray area. And then people won't act that way. People won't act that way. No gray area, extremely obvious, extremely literal in text and in posts. Do not assume that people know what the hell you're talking about. Do not assume they're in your brain. People are stupid, mostly. I learned that the hard way. More beef on the Maggie. No more press, bitches. Okay. Yeah, no more press. I'm Gen 2 swapping my Gen 1. A blower upgrade would be nice. This is a GT500 bolt pattern blower. So if you want one, you have to buy one. Look, the reason Magnuson is working with me to give away this thing, one, to promote it. Number two, to just put it out there that they're available. Like Magnuson made the, look at the cast. Look, just very obviously look at the cast. Look at the way it's cast. It's completely different. So Magnuson cast, this is a Magnuson. When you look at this kind of like number shaped thing, that's a Magnuson cast. This was done probably by Performance Assembly Solutions in, I don't know, Livonia or whatever the fuck for the previous, like Roush, whatever. I think, and I'm not saying this isn't done by PAS, but this is obviously a different die. This is obviously a different cast. This one is what's on Senior's car right now. Okay, this one right here is what's on Senior's car that made like, I don't know, 1,100 horsepower or something like that. But again, that's like an 11-to-1 compression 5.8. And it runs nothing because he doesn't run it anywhere. It runs to 7-Eleven for Ghost Zeros. You're not dumb as fuck. In a world where people communicate like shit, I think, and people now communicate via meme culture, you need to be super literal with your words. So your post should have been like, hey, looks like Brett is running a billet block. Because think about the fact that Joel Irwin had to get in there. Like, think about, again, let's do some critical thinking. Why would Joel Irwin at all post there? Why would he post there? Let me see. I swear some previous videos mentioned billet block, but then I heard stock block. Definitely looks billet. Now they just use some cutting compound and polish the crap out of it. Still cast. Again, people don't know that that's a joke. Even at least you put the laugh emoji on there. Damn, man, now the GM fanboys have something to crow about, I guess, till it goes 5.9 on stock heads. How about the guys saying you need locked cams? Now, this is very good. This car has VCT. So the guys that complain about locked cams, it has locked exhaust, intake VCT. So this is a lot of work, guys. Guys, you don't appreciate how much work that is. You do not appreciate how much work it is to take all this shit apart. But for those of you that say, you got to lock out the cams to make more power, and the quickest and fastest stock block Coyote went, because the billet block is the MMR, has intake VCT. Craig Walls, Laugh Master, why do you think there are F-Cam Rizzy shirts available? Yes, exactly, Craig Walls. People said that you can make an F-Cam with a carburetor sound exactly like the Silver Surfer's car. And he said it seriously. Bondo Cletus has followers too. Do you think they're smart? Farley said his son didn't buy because no tuning. ESS, who cares? I'm never going to mention that shit. My dad said you have to talk to everyone like they are stupid. A lot. Most people have peanuts for brains. Explain it to them as if they were quirky unless you yourself are quirky. When you go to, okay, so I was at a meet in Houston one time. And Bondo Bird, this is for you. Just raise the height. I love you. I love Rizzy. Rizzy understands it. He doesn't take offense. You guys are, I really like the fact that you guys are in the pocket. This chat I'll be honest with you guys, in the pocket. Really good. I don't have to mince words. You guys get it. And I really appreciate that. Chuck, Bondo, Coyote, everyone, just super awesome. So that's why I'm generally happy to do these chats, because you understand where I'm coming from, or at least you're in my head a little bit. So I was at a meet, and Bondo Bird will appreciate this, right? I was at a meet in Houston, and there was a kid who had a green Fox body. Kid's name's Michael. He now has a Viper, a fast Viper. Kid, he's in Kansas or something now. So we're at a meet, and I'm just kind of like trying to get a sense of what's happening out there. And they're like, "Yo, did you see the gray mare? Did you see the gray mare?" I'm like, they're like, "Yeah, bro, gray mare. That's why I want a 331. Wait, then I went, "Wait, you want a 331 because of the gray mare?" "Yeah, I mean, that thing does wheelies in 3 gears." So a 331 equals wheelie, bumper dragging wheelies? Well, I mean, it's better. I go, a 331 is better because the gray mare does bumper dragging wheelies. Never mind the fact that it doesn't have an interior in it. Never mind the fact that it probably weighed the gray mare, because it has a 331, as far as you know. Because when was the last time a racer told you the exact specs of their car? What's done to it? B-cam and pulleys. Meanwhile, it has 13-to-1 compression, solid roller, everything, 427 cubic inch, sounding like B-cam and pulleys, right? Because you say B-cam because it chops, and pulleys because that was like the funny thing you would say back in the day. So then somebody asks the guy, "Oh, what's in it?" He might have said somewhere off the cuff, "That's 331. And then at a meet, the guy literally looks at me straight face. He goes, "I want a 331 because Gray Mare has a 331. Oh, gotcha. So there was a couple of kids where I grew up in Southampton, Massachusetts. They lived in Southampton. I lived in Holyoke. And there was a guy named Pete Craig, and he was the biggest scumbag on the planet. There is no bigger scumbag than Pete Craig in Western Mass. Just the worst person in history, like ever. So he had a couple of Mustangs that were like 9-second Mustangs with some nitrous at the time. And this kid named Tim copied his combo identically, right? Or he thought. So he put a car together, the same cam, same intake, same rockers, same bottom end, same transmission, same clutch, same gear ratio. He was a full 1.5 seconds slower than the guy he thought he copied. So imagine you go out there, you're like, "Yeah, I'm going to beat his ass. I'm going to copy his combo." And he tells you everything, and you're like, "All right." So you buy everything from Summit, put it in, and the car's a 1.5 seconds slower. The look on his face was wonderful. He'd be like, "I don't understand why I'm a 1.5 seconds slower." Well, it's simple. The guy didn't tell you the truth. He didn't tell you he was doing a 300 shot. He didn't tell you anything. He didn't tell you how much the car weighs. He didn't tell you the gear ratio. He didn't tell you anything. So a lot of people are out there believing stuff. So there's probably some dude in Oklahoma that has a stock bottom end Gen 1 F-150 Coyote, and he's like, "Brett LaSalle can go 388s in one of these, so can I." What? Yep, it's one of them Coyotes. Brett LaSalle goes 388s with one of these. There's somebody out there. I guarantee there's somebody out there. According to LS guys, they don't need a bill of block when they have the almighty King Bitcho iron truck block from the junkyard. Well, look at what happened when their hero, their savior, the almighty Beater Bomb, goes out there and runs a 4.0, and he puts up stock block record. And then he has to edit it and say stock block LS record. You know, that must have hurt so much too, because Guinness is not there to verify anything, okay? Guinness, when you say world record, unless Guinness World Records recognizes it, it's not a world record, okay? This is why. Hold on. Oh no, escape. What the hell did I do? Perfect. Here we go. This is a great example of why you guys should really stop saying world record unless Guinness recognizes it. It's not a world record.
A new Guinness World Record for farting has been officially set. One man managed to fart non-stop for 40 seconds, making it the longest fart ever recorded. Probably one of the weirdest and funniest world records in history.
Tapa el mango, se activa en potencia de algo. Esto no es joda, chico. Amigo. No pares, no pares. No pares, está rompiendo el récord, no pares. Ay. Amigo.
Oh, there you go. So, unless Guinness is there to recognize it, nobody knows what the fastest, quickest anything is. So imagine Peter Bomb. Oh, stupid name. I hate everything. I hate everything. I'm just the most miserable son of a bitch on the planet, but wow. Whatever. Stock block record! Actually, Brad Lasala went 388. Is that a stock block? Yeah, it's a stock Predator block. But Predator's not stock. Yes, it is. Stock on 2020, 22 GT500s and some GT250s and some Raptors. Ah, fuck! Edit. Stock block. Space. LS record. Fuck. Can't even take that claim. Got gapped by Mexican Coyote trucks. 150,000 miles on the Gen 1 F-150. Just remember, a cold air intake adds 45 horsepower. Oh, and I heard recently a intake manifold somehow adds 4 or 5 miles an hour at 8 seconds. Guys, you know how much... You know how much power 4 to 5 miles an hour is in the 8s? Like if you go like 161 and then you go 166, that's astronomical. That's like 2 pounds of boost. It's so stupid. That's what an LSLT sounds like past 7,000 RPM. That's the same guy who also claims he can carry a Chevy truck on the bed of his Gen 1 F-150. Hey, whoa. According to Ford, that's very good. Ford commercial truck on bed. These are the best. Yeah, built Ford tough commercials. They're so cool. You built Ford fucking yeah.
You saw a big Ford pickup carry a Chevy pickup up this monster mountain of boulders, but now we're going to top ourselves by carrying a Chevy and towing a Dodge pickup up the same mountain. Because this year Ford has the most powerful lineup of V8 engines, gas and diesel, of any pickup, and only Ford has independent front suspension for ground-grabbing traction. No wonder they're America's best-selling full-size pickups. The best-built American trucks are built Ford Tough.
Oh, what a simpler time, guys. Damn. You know, the nostalgia is pretty awesome on those commercials. Yep. Fuck me, right? Yeah, you know, I saw one of those commercials with one of those trucks tows it. Now it puts a... No pares. That guy has to be 1320 fan. Absolutely. His boyfriend helped with that record. Ah, fuck. Oh, man. You should play that fart sound when you're reading a Jim Farley quote. So you're telling me that all those S650 micro records aren't legit? Exactly. At 8 seconds. At 8 seconds, somebody said that an intake manifold upgrade accounted for 2 or 3 tenths and like 5 miles an hour. And I'm like, I don't leave. I don't leave my house. I go to the gym. I buy more. I rent more garages. I have 5 now. I have more garages than rooms in my 1-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I need one more garage to be right on the money. Bullshit. 5 miles an hour is nitrous at 8. So exactly. The birth of Bigfoot. Did they even have engines on them when a Mustang had a carb and pulling a Dodge? Yeah. So like, you need to understand when you go outside and you talk to car guys, they're mostly stupid. They're mostly, if they pay a lot of attention to social media, you can't say they're misinformed. Well, you can't say they're uninformed. They're misinformed. Again, Bondo did not intend to dig at that post. Bondo said, Ford guys thought I was lying. So now it looks like, let's say we don't know you. Let's say we don't know Bondo Bird, right? They would have thought, oh, he must be a Chevy guy, because why would he post a semi-negative, and why would the FFRE owner that is never on social media ever be compelled to post? Jim Brom, the friend of Brett, was compelled to go in there and say something. That means everyone took it as negative. Right, Bondo? Right? Everyone took it as negative. And the people that know you go, well, no, Bondo has a Coyote swap 5. Nobody knows that. Don't assume anyone knows anything. So when you go outside, you're talking to these people. A lot of them talk, again, no offense, like that, where they assume that you're in their brain and they speak in tongue, and you're like, no, I don't go outside. I have not gone to a car meet. I have not gone to a Cars and Coffee. And again, it's no different than these really old guys that have 5,000 gauges on their Fox body. It's all chrome under the engine bay, and they have a sign that says 800 flywheel horsepower. I'm just like, why would you even engage that person? Why would you go up to that person just to, like, do what? To get one over on them? Hey, sir, this doesn't have 800 horsepower. You're wrong. What do you mean? It's got 10-to-1 compression, and I've been racing. Okay, well, you can't. First of all, you can't prove that it doesn't have 800 horsepower unless you put it on a dyno. So then it becomes an argument, and then you're just like, why am I here arguing with people? Why am I here at all? Let me just enjoy the cars, have an elote or a churro or iced coffee, and just shut the fuck up and enjoy the cars. No, people love to get something over on everybody. 80s Mustang commercials with the State Trooper was badass. I'm sorry, my ears are hurting, and I can't do that anymore. Holy shit. Fuck me. Old heads rated power on towing ops or pulling down houses. Holy shit, I remember that commercial. Mexicans were probably losing their shit watching that commercial back in the day. Hate to be that guy driving the F-150 for that commercial. You know, it was a rough and sketchy ride. It looked semi-flat, but the optics were impressive. Intake manifold comes with a 100 shot. Look, I'm not going to give credence to that post by pushing it out there. But once I saw it, I went, because look, sometimes they're Lund Racing customers. So you see that and you're like, I'm not going to go in there and try to, again, when you see a post that's obviously misleading, you're like, should I go in there and like try to correct them? Again, would you go to a car show, see something obviously incorrect, and get yourself into an argument with them? At this point, I don't care. I have my own forum, and I will dispel myths here as opposed to in their house, basically. There was a classic funny Ford commercial where the guy did a different take, and it was hilarious. I wish. Dropping a like, and I'll catch a replay. Alex is going to make one of those garages into a kitchen and massage room for the next woman to camp out in, so he's ready for him after a long day. You know, since there's no room left in the 1-1. A hat that says 800 horsepower. I thought I had a hat that said this one. This hat was made for me because I said, oh, my Corvette makes 700 horsepower. But someone's like, actually, Alex, it made 699. I'm like, yeah, you're right. 100% right. Just like my GT, I said, oh, it made 800. And they're like, no, it made 794. And I'm like, you're right. How else are you going to see a 1-1 800 horsepower Butte? I don't go to car shows to argue. If someone says dumb shit, I just say, okay, and walk away. You know, if I didn't get the knowledge from this channel, and I've gotten plenty, I'd at least have validation to the level of unintelligent people out there. Staying inside is right. Look, almost every car meet I've been to in Massachusetts, Houston, and Florida, someone has been in there spewing some absolute bullshit. And you're like, all right, well, should I go in on them? Or do you just keep it in the memory banks for a future day? You keep it in the memory banks for a future day. And you're like, you know, like a funny story. Hey, I was at a meet yesterday and this guy said that car ran, 7s. And you're just like the kid with the intaker. Again, one of the most beautiful illustrations of bullshit is the kid with the V6 at the car wash saying how he has an intaker, 7.5-inch pistons, tri-charger, and I wonder if that was a sketch. At 11s, maybe, possibly. 10s, 5s, 5 mile an hour possible. At 8s, not a chance. Let me go on Patreon and see if I can find it. Because Eric Vega was like, bro. I'm like, right? Let me see. Torque converter. Oh, by the way, did you see the yeah, someone posted a video of the torque converter going away. And also, check this out. This is a good illustration of how different. Actually, I want to hear this with you guys. Again, if you're running LDR and this is going to be like a mind fuck if you're running LDR and you see a Coyote at LDR. It's going to be kind of fucking weird. Hold on. There we go. What a difference. Again, the first sound, if you're only listening, this is Brett LaSala's motor. And then you're going to hear the rest of the limited drag radial cars' motors. Now, that's going to be the mindfuck, the problem, the issue with like LS culture and pushrod guys. They're going to go, I don't even understand how one of them has coolant running through it, is wet deck, has done drag and drives, idles like that, and runs the same number as those cars. Now, I get it. Power adders, twin turbo, weight, turbo size. I get it. There's a competitive advantage, I'm sure, somewhere in there. But when you put it up against cars that run low fours, high threes, and they do have their limited, of turbo size, impeller size, weight, tire, fuel, I get that. It's still a mindfuck when you go there and you listen to one idle like really close to stock, not choppy at all. Not choppy at all. Like, not even close to being choppy versus a pro-charged, pro-line Hemi something. No, man, the Z01 made 700 horsepower. We all men round up. Yeah, exactly. Had a guy yesterday at the AutoZone tell me his 306 made 640 horsepower NA. I was like, great, gotta go. Yeah, I got a 306 made 640 naturally aspirated horsepower. So it runs 950s? No, 14.5 at 98. Still idles like stock. A V6 with 7.5-inch pistons, that probably wouldn't even work. Wouldn't even have room for coolant passages. Are you trying to like tell him I'm good. The Yodi purrs, wild shit, so wild. It's so quiet compared to the LDR cars. I live in Mass and went to an actually okay car show yesterday, but it's very discouraging because it is rare to find someone who knows what they're talking about. Makes me never want to go to a car event. The most knowledgeable guys I know go to their own event. So there's a small group of guys in Miami that I know. These guys are like humble as shit, quiet, Cuban. They go to a sub shop. They go to a burger shop. They have their own little meat. They have some of the cleanest Fox bodies. I would argue on the planet. I would argue that some of these Fox bodies that you see at this private car show, it's not even a car show. It's just a meet, just a bunch of friends, and they meet up and they have a sub and they hang out and they talk shit. Comen mierda. To them, comen mierda, eat shit. I was out there eating shit, and I'm like, eating shit? They're like, yeah, talking shit. I'm like, talking shit or eating shit? Oh, eating shit, comen mierda. I'm like, okay, it's talking shit, not eating shit. That just sounds weird. But it is Florida. You have to conform. So they're super clean, super dumb clean Fox bodies. And I'm like, and those guys absolutely know what's that one run? It runs 860s. What? I bet you it's like a stock car. Yeah, it runs 860s. What about that one? I run 7s. There's one guy that went to FL2K, built his own turbo kit, put FFRE long block in it. You wouldn't even know who the fucking dude is, right? Never. He looks like the most unassuming dude. The car looks unassuming as shit. Runs 8.0s like it's its job, right? And you're like, yeah, the people that know aren't loud. And again, I have to be loud because I got to make money. But that doesn't mean I know anything. It's always been the same. I grew up going to Summit Racing meets and some of the best automotive swap meets. It's the camel hump heads 3/4 race cam bullshit of the current day. Sick. Was it Borderland Skate Park? Converter is Sasso. Yeah, they had a unfortunate converter issue. Sucks to see. But now you're reaching limits that like, oh shit, this thing is really getting after it. So, or just wear and tear, it's normal racing stuff. But the way that converter let go was pretty scary. I get tired of arguing with LSLT people saying it has 4 cams and add displacement. Add like the 4 cam argument. Any time you start talking to an LSLT guy and he goes, it's got 4 cams, stop what you're doing, turn around and just walk away. Walk the other way. Walk the other direction as far as you can walk until your feet hurt. There is no reason to talk to anybody that utters the words, but it has 4 cams. It should be faster. One thing I hear a lot of car shows is Vortec Pro charged? So I was listening to the No Mercy broadcast. One guy there, I don't know, whatever. He's liked. I listened to him and I just turned the volume down. He said, coming up, we got this Pro Charger. No, he goes, coming up, he's got this supercharged machine. Actually, no, it's not supercharged. It's got a Pro Charger. On the No Mercy, and again, live, so maybe he misspoke, but he's like, coming up on the right lane to supercharge, but actually, no, it's Pro Charge. Now, why is that? Maybe because it's a brand, he has to say it because maybe they're a class sponsor, right? So I'll give him that. Maybe he has to say Pro Charger because it's a class sponsor. But I'm here listening to it, and he goes, coming up in the right lane, a supercharge. Oh, nope. Pro Charge vehicle, the left lane has a Pro Charger. And so the left lane has a supercharger, the right lane has a Pro Charger. The left lane has a supercharger, the right lane has a Pro Charger on a No Mercy podcast. No Mercy race call. I went, maybe it's a class sponsor thing, but they're both superchargers. Yeah, those Foxes are insanely clean at that meet you went to. When you go out, everyone and their buddy has a car back at home. Most knowledgeable car guys at car shows or events are retired engineers. Will you post more videos about the Fox car shows, Alex? They happen once a year. The V6 Mustang kid and Turby's older brother. Okay, Murphy? Okay. Alex, did you see the C801 dude put a good tire out back in Run 93s? No, I did not. Wait until it cools down. It's cool up north now, right now. So wait until late November, like the last rental of the year. Negative 1,000 DA, a good tire, a skinny up front. I think the C801 will crack an 8, like an 8999999. Professional charge, revoke his man card. The Hearts blower is way better than the Pro Charger. I wish I could find the timestamp. Okay. What time was it? See, the problem is, then they'll copyright my shit, right? They'll copyright my shit. So I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone, Alex. I'll leave it alone. What is this action required? What is this? Oh, this is bullshit. This is probably a scam. I feel like those announcers are just salesmen and don't know much about what they're watching. So that's, yeah, okay. Let's talk about that. When you listen to Brian Loans, he knows a lot about suspension. He seems to go into the matrix to do his research, but that's why maybe he is in the position he is in. He is a uber professional announcer and probably has notes, does a lot of research, probably walks the pits before the race and sees what motor is in that car, takes notes, Proline, Hemi, Pro Charged. Proline, Hemi, Pro Charge. Hey, what transmission's in it? M&M? Okay, what converter? Pro Torque, okay, or Cohen, okay, cool, got it, thank you. Then he looks it over, has a note, and he has a notepad, and he probably sits there and just studies it, right, before a race. He sees the car's test, he sees what's happening, he's like, all right, so then when a race happens, he can talk about suspension separation, he can talk about wheelie bar setup, he can talk about, like he really goes into the matrix. And when you listen to someone like that as a a person that's really into I don't want to say the science, but really into racing, you appreciate it, right? But the layman, the casual will go, I don't need to know all that shit. Just tell me who won. And that's when a guy that goes, look at that burnout, beautiful burnout. You go, yeah, you know, they have their place. I want to listen to the racing with no voiceover. They do just like baseball. I'd rather watch a baseball game with absolutely no announcer. No, Alex, people really are that dumb. I deal with them every day. Same as saying Kleenex instead of tissue and, you know, Pampers. And yeah, I get it. Farley was like, coming up in the right lane is the Supercharged EcoBoost that got its cam chewed. Supercharged EcoBoost in the right lane, 650 horsepower. A bad tune chewed up the cam, but now they fixed everything by putting a Ford tune in it. Imagine calling every turbo a Precision. Oops, didn't know it was once a year Fox Body Car Show. Yeah, once a year. Now there is a thing called the Fox Body Meetup. Let me see. What's his name? Gil? Gil's the one that posts shit all the time. Gil's a good guy. Dude, look at this. Look at it. This guy, this dude right here, built his own turbo kit. You don't know who the hell he is. He went all the way to the final on like an 8.0 index run at FL2K. Look at that fucking thing. Look at oh yeah, we don't want to see Team U. You know what there. That guy right here, this guy built his own turbo kit in his house. He ain't bothering nobody. He's chilling, super quiet. You wouldn't know this thing's damn near a 7-second car. Clean ass Fox body. This place is full of them down here. High knowledge, super chill, quiet. They don't want to stick out. And I'm like, those are the type of people I want to hang out with. Not really hang out with because they don't want to hang out with someone like me because I'm sure they think I'm loud, which I get. I totally understand. If like, yeah, you're a cool guy, but I don't want you in my orbit because I'm more low key. I totally get it. No problem. Shame we can't get you to do announcing at World Cup. You would kill it. I would kill it. I'd be excellent. But it's not my gig. 30's up here at night. Wow, it's already cold in Massachusetts. Brian Loans has an awesome channel. Brian used to announce at New England Dragway. I think most announcers just read some notes and announce. Not all announcers actually know their shit. Yeah, Damien, while nice and a good guy seems like, I just don't think announcing is his thing, but he loves it. He's passionate about it. Good for him. I'm not going to hate on the guy. I just don't generally like listening to him announce. Yep, he announced a ton of tracks up and down the East Coast. Pretty wild. I love his channel. I'm sub to his channel. So am I. Some announcers just don't know, period. When went to a midnight drag event, an announcer was saying the GT50 came stock with a supercharger. I just shook my head. Right? If you don't know, say I don't know. Like, just say I don't know. Hey, man, I don't know. I think those things like have a normal conversation at the booth, and that's what's needed. You're gonna watch World Cup, and you're gonna watch some of the loudest, nonsensical people speaking over each other, and that triggers the shit out of me as a high level communicator. People speaking over each other and not knowing when the like, do you have headphones listening? Like I have a little connection here, right? Okay. This connects to this, and I listen to myself. And then I have this right here. I'll show you. Because, right, I have I have the sound, right? It's a little high, so I can go, you know what? I'm a little loud, so a little loud still. There we go, right? That's good. But when I get close to the mic and it goes red, I'm like, I probably shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you need to know how to communicate and how to, like, you know, have people receive your communication. So when you're speaking over each other going, aquí está la la ba 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 ba, and you're loud and you're World Cupping and you're loud, bro, I don't want nothing to do with that shit. Yet that Fox is a sleeper. What if YOLO Racewars came out with a con charger that extends a crank 4 feet? A con charger? Man, the strawberry red on top of the silver Fox, those were the days I missed mine. That little GT is a smoke show, very fast, wicked fast. Guy seemed pretty chill too, super chill. I met him. Hey, como está? Chill. Hey, I'll see you later, blah. They're super nice guys, like super nice. I wish I didn't have to do this for money, You know what I mean? Like, this supports my racing habit. This supports my car hobby, knowledge base, expands my knowledge base, entertainment for you guys, support, giveaways, stuff like that. Cool. But I wish I didn't have to do it. I wish I was so financially good. I would be so private. It's not even funny. By the way, Magnuson has been awesome to work with, and they actually sent me a complete snout. Now, this snout obviously looks like the VMP Odin snout, the Roval, but this is so for when I go eights, when I finally can go eights with my twin inlet front feed Magnuson, they're like, hey, go ahead and bolt this sucker on if you want to run like a Kenny Bell 168 or something like that. And I'm like, hey, that's a good idea. So they have the six bolt deal here. So they sent me the inlet. So shout out to them. There's the bypass hole. So yeah, it's really nice of them to be able to offer that because their blower is modular, meaning you can go twin inlet, big single inlet, even a stock style round one. So shout out to Magnuson. They're helping me out big time. Todd and the guys over there have been super awesome. So I can't wait for them to come out with F-150 kits, but they need to make it with a stock throttle body and something big, but I think they're limited. So they're going to rely on the aftermarket to like hop it up. And maybe if Cornelius Grayley or UPR, because I have access now to two 2024 and up F-150s through Cornelius Grayley and UPR to put a Magnuson on it, it would be pretty cool. Currently 54 degrees in southern New Hampshire. It is in Florida right now, 76. Actually feels really brisk out there. Speaking of tracks, from what you remember, if you remember, is New England Dragway considered a good track? Absolutely. New England Dragway was a better track than Lebanon Valley Dragway. Alex would be great World Cup because he can speak the language. I say it all the time when I say what I think, but I say it all the time. I saw what I think, but then I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it. Wow, what the fuck happened there? Wish you didn't have to be internet beggar. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I'm outside. I'm low key. I'm quiet. I don't fuck around. But you know, you got to make money. You got to be entertaining. You got to offer the people something to look forward to. So, and I'm good at it. Okay. All people think centrifugals are Pro Chargers. I guess a buddy of mine has a Wish G3, and someone called it a Pro Charger G3. That is kind of funny though. It is kind of funny to me that the Wish blower has kind of gotten that negative connotation stuck to it. Deal. I wish more YouTubers were like you. You actually speak from your knowledge and people understand. Others do the same, and it comes across as though they're talking down to people. So there's a very unfortunate way that people, and this is the YouTube algorithm doing this. See, YouTube favors people to act like retards. YouTube favors people to put dumb thumbnails. YouTube favors people to go, hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You know, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't do that. Again, in the beginning of before I schedule the show, I have to now say, am I wanting this video to be pushed to children? And I have to say yes or no. And the moment I say no, YouTube goes, oh, we're going to throttle it back and just give it to people that have verified accounts of 18 and up. So when you sign up to YouTube, you have to verify your age. And you say, yes, I'm 18 and up. And this video gets pushed only to those people. But if you're a parent and you just have like an iPhone or an old iPod Touch or iPad laying around, you just go in, not even sign in, and you can just hand the iPad off to the kid, and the kid can maybe find my channel because it's pushed to people that are not verified to be 18 plus. And that allows me to be myself. Like it or not. Waiting on those Magnuson F-150 kits. Yeah, Donnie Renfro installed, Donnie's psycho. Donnie Renfro, this is the Donnie. He installed F-150 headers on jack stands in his garage. I don't know what brand did you get, Donnie? Did you get Bobo bullshit China headers? Probably did. Can you upgrade the belt drive to 8 to 10 rib with that new snout? I don't think so, and that's going to be the problem. I think the pulley configuration, we'll have to talk about it with Todd and them, but the fact that it's short like that could be a problem in the future. Because this is a 6-rib, 6-bolt grip tech pulley, and it bottoms out on the snout, and it does not locate. So it must take a completely different pulley. So I have to get with them on that situation. So I got to figure that out, I got to talk to Grip Tech, but this is a Grip Tech 6-rib 2.7 pulley, and it does not fit this. So it'll be interesting. Again, this is what I do all the time here, and you wonder where my money goes. Remember, I have a Twin Turbo Z01 being built. I have a Fairmont being built. I got Donnie as an NA car. I got the GT500. Finally figured out the belt substitute issue. It's ready to go to the track. It's just a matter of time because it's been raining every day here. So once the weather gets better and all this bullshit dies down, go to a rental, probably in Georgia, and have some fun there. NED has even a motocross track in the back. I hate this phone. I state my opinion, but I don't state it as fact. I tell people to check my knowledge, or I'll check when I'm not sure. I don't know what that. Just stop. How often do you guys running E85 in the winter? Okay, Gerardo says, how often do you get running E85 in the winter? Questions during the season. Time to switch to pump gas. You know what? Their stainless works. Jesus, you spent some money. Good for you, Donnie. So I am blown away that people are running E85 in the winter and no racing is happening. I'm saying no racing is happening. IATs are 40 degrees and they're like, hey Alex, the car doesn't run that good on, it doesn't start that perfect on. It takes me three cranks, chugga, vroom, to start my car when there's E85 in the tank at 40 degrees out. Put pump gas in it. But I don't want to run pump gas. I want to run E85. Put pump gas in it. It takes care of your startup issues. You get better miles per gallon. You ain't racing nobody. It's 40 degrees out as a high. No traction is happening. Lower the boost, put pump gas in it, and drive the fucking car like a normal person. Nope. Can you add crank fuel so that we can make sure this E85 20 PSI boosted Whipple truck starts perfectly in the winter? Put pump gas in it, lower the boost. Winter Blend E85. Don't forget about the 8-second white Mustang. I'm looking forward to you making the pass in that car. So the first car that's going to get to the tracks has to be the GT500. And then the white car, I want to run 850 in it. And remember, it's got an old 2650. Still has an old 2650. So after the giveaway, which is a GT500 bolt pattern 2650 rear feed, after that giveaway happens and I see some power gains maybe, I might just buy them because Magnuson's going to have a limited run rear feed blowers available, Coyote and GT500. And that's the whole reason we're kicking off this giveaway with the Amory blower. So if I see that it's like, hey, there's some meat on the bone there, let's go ahead and get after it. Let's go ahead and get an upgraded Gen 3 on it, 2650, I think that'll be great, the Magnuson version. Those are nice headers, but out of the ones I put, I still think Ultimate headers are easier to install. Yes, hot dog water. YouTube is damn near the dark web anymore. 20 years ago, you had to try hard to see some of the stuff you see every day now. Right, I see people crash and limbs go flying. I go, on YouTube? But maybe it's because, I'm verified 18 plus. But I'm blown away that I could be on YouTube just scrolling, and then see someone just, I don't know, eat a curb. I'm like, I'm good. Good on that. The lower ethanol content in the winter for startups. Look, winter's coming up. It's going to be good for us because in Florida, this is when we start racing. So you guys that are done racing, you'll have plenty of content because it cools down and people head down and start racing. They hit the Georgia tracks. They hit the Orlando tracks, Gainesville. I'm not going to mention that track anymore. I'm like done mentioning the West Coast track forever. Like I don't even want to give them the pleasure of talking badly about them because even negative press is press, right? I'm done talking about that whole situation because of the deplorable actions that I think they took. But then you're going to start seeing a lot of content come down, and a lot of the winter racing series happen down here. So you'll be on the lookout for that. Alex, my wife said Alex is life. Oh, look, if she wants some of the bitcho and you want to sit on the chair and watch, the man get to work. I don't think I could perform. It'd be weird. Probably looking at my ass. Oh, how did Alex? Wow, Alex has striations on his ass. How do you do that? We don't give suckers shine. Exactly. Actually, yeah, look, I'm excited to see what happens at World Cup. Obviously, Mod Nationals is also happening. Eric Vega, Code Red, to be on the lookout next week. you're going to start seeing testing. You're going to start seeing test and tuning. Eric Vega has to make his way to South Georgia Motorsports Park. Hopefully testing goes well. He's going to have a Lund banner. He's going to have Lund shirts wearing because we sent him some stuff. We sent him a care package. And I hope that he gets out there and runs the number he wants to run. He wants to run an 8. And I hope that the weather cooperates. I hope that the transmission cooperates. I hope that the clutch cooperates. And that, and at least that you have some fun out there at an event with like-minded people. Second Shift Racing is going to be out there. A lot of people that you know are going to be out there. Meet them, shake their hands, do all that stuff. So we're going to be rooting for Code Red to go 8s with his wishblower. And once his wishblower runs the 8s, we can then get him out of there and get him on twin turbo stuff, get him going real fast. But again, he's a family man, has kids. He's a working man, blue collar dude. So obviously his time is limited. His money's limited. So we did the best to try to send him some money and get him out there racing. Cause it is a good experience, right? You load up the trailer, you get new trailer tires, you get going, you're excited, you unload the car, and it's just a whole bunch of fun. So hopefully he goes out there and has fun and achieves his goals. Look, when I took my Fairmont to Modnats that one year, it was amazing. I'll be honest with you. It was probably the last time I had fun racing. Actually, no, I lied. When I went 10.7s in the notchback, I had a lot of fun. Because I was like, a pump gas stick shift notch, all motor, went 10.7 at 129. You know, and this car was a bit of a rat's nest when I got it and we fixed some stuff up. I got a new carburetor in it. I tuned it. A couple of people did some work on the wiring. I made sure the suspension was on point, the tires. Everyone at the line was saying, you need to do something different. Your suspension's fucked up. And I said, I just need more RPM. No, the thing's separating and wheel hopping. You need Vikings on the back. No, I don't. I need more RPM and more tire pressure. And boom, ran the number. And I was actually happy about that. That was actually the last time I had fun. Any updates on the ZR1? According to Ryan Eckhart, he's going to try to get it back to me before World Cup. So Ryan Eckhart, Low Profile Fabrications, he's the one doing the work on the ZR1 and Senior, because Senior's kind of like advising. I'm going to have to owe him a lot of money. I can't wait to see that fucking bill. Holy shit. But he's busting ass, and he's like, Alex, I think I'm going to have it done before we go to World Cup. So if that's the case, I'm going to go down there and get it up there and get it. Bring it back, because now I have 2 more garages in my possession. So I'm going to stick it in one of the garages, and then I'm going to get probably another set of quick jacks. I'll buy another set of quick jacks, get it up in the air. I got to do a lot of the scavenge pump stuff, the lines, fuel lines, oil coolers, all that stuff, all the really hard stuff. I talked to the harness company, Minton. I haven't heard back. I don't know if it's a busy season, but I emailed them, have not heard back. So I might be running like a fucking big, stupid LCD, display, AEM display for gauges, because I literally haven't heard back from Homeboy. Where's the Rare Dark Horse owner shirt? 3 of us will buy one. Brandon Mitchell, bro, you ask that every other day. Don't know what he's talking about. Nice hats. Joe Swish, I haven't caught one in a while. Isn't World Cup late this month? Just wondering. I want to keep tabs on the event. So it's November 5th through the 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Eric better not ask the wishblower company about a tensioner issue unless he wants a racist, nasty response. Alex gonna have to affirm Ryan. No, I got the money. Like, that's why I haven't really spent a bunch of money on the Fairmont, because I'm waiting for that bill. And Ryan might be like, bro, it's gonna be, $5-6 grand. I'm like, here you go, buddy. I'm just gonna have to pay it. So hopefully everything goes out. Hopefully everything works out with the ZR1. I think so. I'm gonna get an 18 manifold for it with the locked IMRC. I'm gonna run it on gate. The goal is to run 4s, 60 to 130 on the street. Fuel system's going to need to be addressed eventually, I'm sure. So I'll have to figure that out. Injector. Look, there's a lot of stuff that has to happen in the ZR1 yet to get it running. But I'll get it back, and at least the turbos will be in. And then it's up to me to get the injectors, fuel system, tuning, control pack, steering, brakes. A lot of stuff has to happen. Don't think it's just I get it back and it's running the next week. No. Maybe it's running, but it's not ready to go out there and do shit, because I have to invest another maybe 8 to 10 grand on top of what I'm going to owe Ryan to get the car street worthy and time. It's going to be probably by the end of the year, beginning of the next year, that I'll probably have, let's say, a good sense of where the car stands, and maybe it'll be running by then. If I can get that thing running by January, and then I have 2 months to get content out of it, I think that'll be badass. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. So I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to probably break my elbows, because it's it's a push day. So today we talked about the Ford Mustang not selling. The 2025 version did not sell as well as the 2024. Some people are saying it's not the tuning. You're 100% wrong on that. It's 100% the tuning that helped. But then Jim Farley's like, it's the best selling sports car in the world. And I'm like, wait a minute. There are 4-door sports cars out there. But in his terms, it's 2-door sports car. And then I brought up the fact that Porsche has many versions of their 2-door sports car and outsell the Mustang, and they are triple the price. So the whole thing about the Mustang is too expensive is bullshit. It's what you get for your money. But I might be, it's just opinion. It's something to talk about. And then we talked about some of the Dodge stuff. We talked about the billet motor on Brett's car, and we talked about World Cup. Talked about a little bit about everything to get you guys nice and started on the Sunday morning. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I will see you guys on Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday, and we'll give you an updates on what's. I'll try to drop a video on the Magnuson Supercharger giveaway. I'll outline the rules once I get some stuff from Todd as to what they're looking to do in terms of this giveaway, and then we'll get you caught up on everything else. Have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.